So we've made quite a lot of changes this year. For the last, I guess, 3 years or so, the categories have been quite similar. What we've done this year is two things. The first is well, I guess three things. The first is we've restructured the main category headings and grouped things according to platforms, channels, publishers, and a couple of other high-level categories, just to kind of a little bit more logical. The second thing is we have added a bunch of categories, and in digital, that's something you have to do all the time because the industry is changing all the time. So, 3 years ago, online video was just not a big enough thing to warrant its own category. It now is. We've also added some things like content strategy, like best digital strategy, like best UX design. So things that are very much keeping pace, I think, with where the industry is going. There's a great new category for software, which we're intending the kind of software developers and engineers to enter to try and win in that category. So it's a chance to appreciate the actual technical back end of what goes on in a digital project. And then the biggest change is that we've changed we used to have individual categories where we awarded things like best client service person and best creative. And for years it hasn't sat that well. It's very hard to judge an individual. It's like idols, but we don't have the person there to sing for us. And to judge it on the basis of an entry is very hard. So we've actually just expanded our craft awards this year, and although the awards will go to an individual, there'll be one for a particular piece of work so that it's actually possible for the judges to judge much more easily. So that's some of the changes. It's worth having a look if you're entering the bookmarks at the detail, because there is quite a lot that's changed. I think that we've captured a lot broader spectrum of the digital industry, and I think that that also helps to differentiate us from other shows that maybe look at creativity like the Lyries or other things. Our goal is to try and represent the breadth of digital, from game design to mobile to web to whatever, the whole kind of spectrum, and to keep pace as this thing develops year on year. The question around why did we put it out to the industry, I think the spirit of the IAB and the spirit of the bookmarks is that it's an industry show and it's an industry event, and it's something we want the industry to feel really invested in. And actually we get a lot of feedback after our shows to say, oh, you left this out, or why did we not? So this year we thought it would be better to get that feedback before the show so we could make some changes, which we did. Got quite a lot of really interesting feedback, and that was incorporated into the category design. So hopefully what's gone out is representative of something that the industry feels is a worthwhile set of categories. I think there's two fairly significant changes. The one is we're asking for a one-pager, a one-page A4 PDF that sells the work, the main aspects of the work, to the judges. This is to help the judges to get through a very large volume of entries rapidly. And it's very important to get that one-pager as good as possible, because your work may be judged entirely on the basis of that. The second thing is a results document. So that is, again, to capture in as concise a way as possible why this thing has been successful. The bookmarks is very much about results and about the achievement of something, as is digital as a whole. We give fewer points for great creative ideas, although it's in there, as we give for having actually done something that's made an impact. We're also running this year on the Lyries judging system and entry system, which has got a lot of great advantages in terms of being able to share work uploaded between both competitions. The credits section is much expanded. So I think, of course, as always, you've got to put a great case film together. You've got to put a great entry site together. You've really got to sell the work to the judges. People always kind of bemoan the fact in these competitions that so much comes down to the actual entry. Well, it's true. You can't expect to win something like this, no matter how good your work is, if your entry isn't good. So you've got to put effort into it, and it is work, and it does cost time and money, but that's how great, all competitions work. So I think, yeah, the main thing is read. There's a great entry guide on the site. Read it in detail. It explains all of this really carefully, and I think that, yeah, I think if you've done great work, don't let it fail to win because you've made a really bad entry for it.